everyone, it's Shar. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new here. First, let me apologize for the background noise. Listen, the window is stuck. It won't close. So if I'm gonna deal with it, you have to deal with it. Quite literally, because I can't close it. So as you saw from the title of this video, today I am doing 5-star predictions for 2023. Now, I'm mostly filming this video, one, because I genuinely do think I will give these books 5 stars, 2, to see how well I actually know my reading taste, but 3, and most importantly, to laugh at myself. I want to watch this video back at the end of 23 and giggle at all of the things I thought I would give 5 stars, or alternatively, to give myself a high 5 if I actually gave these books 5 stars. Because you know what, future me, you're fucking welcome. So without further ado, I'm going to tell you about the 18 books I'm planning to read next year that I think I will give 5 stars to. I will tell you what the book is about, and I will tell you why I think I'm going to give the book 5 stars. So the first book on my list is For the Wolf. This is a book that I have on Audible. I purchased during a sale. This story is about a princess, I think. So the rhyme goes, one for the throne, one for the wolf. It's been a long time since there have been 2 daughters born to a family. This family, I think, is the royal family. Their oldest daughter will get the throne. The youngest daughter is getting sent into the woods where she's going to be sacrificed to the wolf. If you can't tell by the cover, we have a little bit of a Little Red Riding Hood story reimagined. However, the wolf is not a wolf. He is a man, and my main girl has a lot of powers. I'm imagining it's going to turn into a high fantasy. I'm imagining that my girl is going to become the hero of the story, and I'm imagining that there is going to be a romance between the wolf and Little Red. That's not her name, but let's call her that. The reason why I'm going to give this 5 stars, or I think I'm going to give it 5 stars, is that's everything I love. Fantasy, fairy tale reimagined. We have Little Red Riding Hood with amazing powers, and we have a wolf with a reputation who's actually a man. Sounds like it's something right up my alley. The next book on this list is Phoenix Unbound by Grace Draven, another book that I have on Audible that I purchased during a sale. This book is about a woman who lives in this town. Every year they sacrifice a woman from the village to kind of be burned alive as part of like some kind of protection for their town, I think. Now, our main character actually has the ability to like manipulate fire and cast illusions and to protect women from being sacrificed. For the past several years, she has been going up to the mountain as the person who is burned. Now, we have a man who comes and he's able to see through her illusion and threatens to tell people that she's like manipulating this fire so that she can help him save his people and save his village. She agrees to it. They go off and do that, and I think it's a love story. The reason why I think this is going to be 5 stars is because I read Radiance and Eidolon. I've never figured out how to pronounce that book, but it's right here, and I loved it. I loved it so much, and I'm excited to read another book by Grace Draven. That's why I think it's going to be 5 stars. My next 5-star prediction is Concrete Rose by Angie Thomas. This is kind of like the prelude to The Hate That You Give. This time we are following Seven, her dad. So we have our main character, Maverick. Maverick is 17 years old. His father was a gang leader, and Maverick is left to take care of his family while his father is in prison. He's in a gang, he is selling drugs, and he also has 2 jobs while trying to manage school and take care of his family. He thinks everything is going fine until he finds out that he's a father. He finds out he is the father of 7. He's a single dad, and he is trying to raise his daughter differently than how he was raised. So he takes the opportunity to kind of walk away from the life that he has had and to raise his child. I think I'm gonna give it 5 stars because it sounds like everything that I love. I already love Maverick on here, and the idea of seeing a single teen father trying his best to raise his daughter sounds like something I would really enjoy. So that's why it's a 5-star prediction. The next book on my list is Daisy Jones and the Six. I also have the audiobook for this, and I know some people say that the audiobook for this book is absolutely amazing, so I'm excited to listen to it. I also know that the show is coming coming out in March. I don't really watch TV just because I find that it's very hard to keep my attention, and for no other reason than that. But Daisy Jones and the Six follows the story of this band in like the 70s who were very, very big and then ultimately broke up. We're following the story of how they got together, their times together as a band, and why they broke up. I predict it's gonna be a 5-star, mainly because so many other people have loved it, but also because I read The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid last year, I think, and I adored it. So I'm sure that I will enjoy this just as much, especially because it's interview format, so that will be really fun to listen to as an audiobook. Next on my list is The Turn of the Key by Ruth Ware. This story follows a nanny who is in prison now. She has gone to jail because they say that she like poisoned the children or something. I don't know. She works for this very creepy family. They have a poison garden. Shit goes wrong. My girl ends up in prison, and now she is writing to her lawyer trying to convince him that, hey, I'm innocent. I didn't do shit. So that is what this story is about. I was hesitant to read this because harm to children I don't like, but this is inspired by The Turn of the Screw, and I have actually really, really loved every other Ruth Ware book that I've read. I haven't given anything less than like 4 stars, so I'm confident that Miss Ruth Ware will hit again, and I will give this book 5 stars. The next book on my list is Haunted Perron Manor. I am 100% butchering that. That is a book that was recommended to me by Goodreads. You'll see that video coming up in the new year, but I think this will be a 5-star for me because I really love books about haunted houses. This book is a story of 2 girls, 2 sisters, who have inherited this house called Perron Manor. It seems like a dream come true for them until they realize slowly but surely that this house is fucking haunted. It is a 5-star prediction for me because I love stories where people inherit houses and it's not what they think that it is, and also because I really love Darcy Coates. This sounds similar to some of Darcy Coates' books that I've read, but also because I love a haunted house story. So that is why it is a 5-star prediction for me. All right, then we have Runtime. Now I saw Gabby Reed and I think someone else read this book and like pretty much enjoy it, but it is a story about this actress who has been struggling to find work until one day she gets the opportunity to work in a major role in this horror movie. They've casted her because their main actress has dropped out of the role. She takes the opportunity because she is pretty desperate, but what they don't tell her is that they've actually rehired the entire cast and some shit is going wrong. From what I understand and what I know about this story, we have one perspective where they're filming a movie based on a book, and the things that are happening in the script are actually also happening in real life, but also mirroring the things that happened in the book. It's very meta from what I understand, but I think this is going to be a 5-star prediction because it sounds weird. It has the spooky elements of it. I love the recreation or the idea that the stuff that's happening in the script and happening in the book is actually happening in real life. And there's also this ominous tone because she's the only woman on set. So I imagine there's going to be a lot of exploration of her general feelings of being threatened by being the only woman on set with a bunch of males, where something really creepy has apparently already happened because why did they have to rehire the entire cast and crew? Next on the list is Slewfoot by Brahm. Now this book, I will be honest with you and tell you, I don't 100% know what it is about. I believe it's about this woman who comes over to America, and it's like the 16 somethings. People very much believe in like witchery and witchcraft, and she's like, yo, I fucking hate y'all and I hate this place, and for some reason ends up with a demon called Slewfoot. I hope that's vaguely what happens. I've read like the first few pages of it. I vaguely think that's what's going on in this book. It is a 5-star prediction for me because hello, demon daddy, and that's all I need to know. Plus also I've seen the illustrations. They're absolutely beautiful. I love a mixed media book and I like witches. I'm hopeful that this book will end up being the 5-star that I think it will be. We have If You Still Recognize Me. This is a book I'm excited about, although I am slowly but surely kind of moving away from YA because I find that I am very, very selective about what I do and don't like about YA, and find that it's really hard to know if I will or will not like a YA book before going into it. However, this is a YA that I am interested in. If you're new here, y'all, names. I do not remember names for anyone. I want to say it's like Ellie or something, but I'm pretty sure that's not right. Our main character is living in this town, and she has always had this crush on this girl who she does not actually know, but they have like an online relationship and connection. One day she decides to go and like tell this girl and meet her and say like, I really like you. But before she can do that, her like old best friend comes into town, and that is all I know. That's really all the summary gives away. I think it's coming of age. I think it's her falling in love with her former best friend. I don't know much about that aside from everyone who I've seen read it has absolutely adored it. So I'm hopeful that I will also have the same feelings towards it. And we have another horror book. This is The Shuddering. So The Shuddering is by Anaya or Anya. I've always said Anaya, but I'm pretty sure it's Anya, I don't know. Allborn. This is a story about a bunch of friends who go up to this cabin in like the woods. It's very snowy. It's set in winter. They're going up there for like a friendship trip thing. But shit goes wrong real fast because they're stuck there. And not only are they stuck there, there is a fucking monster stalking them in that house. I believe it's haunted. It's spooky. There's blood. There's gore. There's terror. And that sounds like my thing. Isolated horror in a snowy setting in a cabin, that's right up my street. The reason why I think it's gonna be a 5-star prediction is not just those things, but because I also read this book by Anya/Anaya Allborn, and I loved it. It scared the fuck out of me because of the whole possession aspects and the classic possession aspects. So I'm excited to give this author another chance. Then we have Henge. Henge is a story about a woman who used to be the assistant to a superhero. However, in an incident where the superhero is trying to save everyone, she ends up getting seriously injured, and people are kind of like brushing her off, and she's forced to deal with all the medical bills and the complications behind that. And she starts looking into this forum and realizes there are a lot of people who have been seriously injured by the attempts of superheroes to save everyone, and she's essentially trying to prove that superheroes are not as helpful as you think they are, and they're actually more detrimental to society. One day, the super villain sees her posts and hires her to work for him and to do statistical analysis that can take down superheroes. She's like, fuck yeah, we're on. And I believe they have great banter. It's a good time. I know a lot of people really love this book, so I'm excited to give it a go. I think it's gonna be a 5-star because I love banter and I love a hero to villain arc, so I am ready to get into that. Next on my list is Everything for You by Chloe Lace. This story is a steamy, slow burn, enemies to lover sports romance with our two main characters, Gavin and Oliver. So Gavin is a captain of a hockey team, and people really don't like him, but he's a great captain and he helps their team get a lot of wins. He's pretty friendless, and there's this teammate that he has that gets on his fucking nerves. Oliver is a superstar. He's very popular, and that irritates Gavin. From Oliver's point of view, Gavin's an asshole. He always kind of idolized him, but then when he meets him, he's like, I don't like you at all. For some reason, they end up in a relationship, and that is all that I need to know. This sounds like my thing. It's something I think I will give 5 stars because I do really enjoy the slow burn enemies to lover. It's steamy, and I like the whole teammate component of it. So we'll see if it lives up to my 5-star prediction. My next 5-star prediction is Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds. This story follows Will, and Will's older brother Sean has just been murdered. So in Will's neighborhood and in his life, if someone has killed your family member or someone that you're close to, the only retaliation, you kind of take revenge into your own hands and you kill this other person. We follow him as he is going down the elevator to kill the person that killed his brother. And through each floor, he's encountering various people that are coming to him and talking to him about his decision, why he wants to do what he wants to do. I've heard that this makes a lot of people cry. It's very hard hitting. It's a story that I'm familiar with. It feels very personal to me, so I'm very excited to pick this up, and it's why I think I will give it 5 stars. Next on my list is Migrations. In Migrations, and the only reason I know this character's name is because my laptop is in my lap now. In this book, we are following Franny, and Franny has picked up all her shit. She's gone up to Greenland. Yeah, she's gone up to Greenland to follow the migrations of like this bird group or something like that. She hops on this boat with her crew and shit quickly goes wrong. Turns out Franny is hiding a huge secret, and that's gonna come up on this boat. That's really all I know about it, but you said boat, cold, secret, and that works for me. I also think that I've seen people really enjoy this book, and from the summary and what I know about it, I think it does sound like something that I will definitely really enjoy. We have She Who Became the Sun, which is described as Song of Achilles meets Mulan. In this story, we are in 14th century China, which lies under Mongol rule. We are following our main character, who I don't see her name here, who's kind of told that she would always, like, she doesn't have a great destiny. Her brother has a great destiny, however, but her brother dies, and our main character sees this opportunity to get her own great destiny. She decides to take his place in the war, and that is all that I know about it. You said Mulan, and that's all you have to do to reel me in. I know people have loved this book. I love the idea of this book. I know it's very political. It gets very heavy and very dark. I know there's a scene where our main character and another female character and maybe some fists going on. That's all I know. But I am predicting this is going to be a 5-star read for the reasons that I've already said, and I just think it's going to be such a good time to experience. And my final book that I think I will give 5 stars next year is These Fleeting Shadows, Haunted House story. All right, so in this one we're following Helen, and Helen and her mom kind of left their manor, Harrowstone Hall, when she was really young. However, Helen is older now and she inherits the home, and she's like, fuck yes, I'm gonna go, like, free hall manor thing to myself. However, the house is haunted. There's something digging holes outside. She's starting to see like visions. She's slowly starting to feel like she's losing her mind and her health, but she has to stay on the manor no matter what happens, because the condition to her inheritance is that she cannot leave the grounds of the house for an entire year. We're following her through that. I think I'm gonna give this 5 stars because I hope that it follows the kind of descent into her paranoia, the things that she starts to see, what is actually going on in this house. I hope it gets paranormal, I hope it gets weird, but I hope that it also doesn't shy away from the psychological impacts of living in a supposedly haunted house. But I think I'm gonna love that because I love a haunted house. So those are all of the 18 books I'm planning to read next year that I think I will give 5 stars. Outside of that, I don't have a set TBR for the year of 2023 aside from these 18 books and then my anticipated 2023 releases. I hope that you enjoyed this video and that it helped you find some books that you may be interested in. For my part, we're gonna have a lot of fun looking back at this video at the end of next year and seeing how right or wrong I was. As always, thank you so much for watching. I would love for you to stick around, so subscribe if you would like to. And other than that, I shall see you in my next video. Bye!